Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. As you can see, we're starting off this video a little bit differently. I'm currently sat outside my son's karate club waiting for him to finish. I find that I'm just trying to find any moment of peace where I can pick up my camera and chat with you guys. So I'm gonna be real with you guys. If you've been following the last couple of weeks, then you'll know that life has been a little bit discombobulated. Things have been a bit chaotic, a bit unorganized, and I do not thrive in that kind of environment and mindset. I know most people must get to a point, or a few points as a matter of fact, in their lives where they just feel like they are being crushed by the pressure and the weight of just day-to-day life, no matter what kind of lifestyle that you have. And I have hit that point. A lot of appointments have kind of started to come through the last couple of weeks, and then a lot of appointments have been changed over the last few weeks, and my little OCD brain does not cope with last minute change. It makes me feel a little bit worked up, a little bit disorientated and a little bit overwhelmed. And I'm not gonna lie, I really don't enjoy feeling this way. I don't enjoy feeling like I'm not on top of my game, and I just really want to get back to that place. I want to get back to feeling positive and on top of the world and like I've got my life together. So no one is going to do that for me except myself. I do not like relying on other people, even though I do have help. You know, my husband is at home, he helps me a lot, my mum is always there for me, but I do not like relying on other people. I like to feel like I've got my own crap together, basically. So we've taken it easy the last couple of days. Me and my husband actually had a really nice day today because he was off work, and we took Avery to get her new glasses fitted. So we did that, and then we spent the rest of the day in town. We had some lunch. I say the rest of the day, the next few hours. We had some lunch. We did a little bit of Christmas shopping, which was really nice. Christmas is right around the corner. It is almost upon us, and Christmas time is 100% my favourite time of year, and I just do not want to be feeling like this in the festive period. And I'm itching to get into Christmas mode. I'm itching to get my decorations up, and I feel like my house needs to be in a better state for me to feel happy to put my Christmas decorations up. So this is the perfect excuse to sort my house out a bit. There is a few spaces in my house that I feel like I need to get organised. I need to just sort my house out. I definitely agree with the saying, clear home, clear mind. I 100% follow that. If my house is a cluttered mess, which I feel like it is kind of getting to that point at the moment, then my head is a cluttered mess. And if I could just take a few small steps to make my mind a little bit clearer, make myself feel a little bit better, I feel like I will feel a little bit more organised in general, because I've been forgetting things, and that's not like me. I've been forgetting appointments, I forget to write them down, they come up and I haven't prepared for them at all because I've completely forgotten about them until last minute, and I just don't like that. Today I was on a phone call with Avery's portage worker, and I looked at the time and realised that I was late for the school run. That is how bad it's getting. I just feel a little bit disconnected. I think that's the best way to put it. But it's going to be fine. I'm going to get back on top of things. That is my plan for this. By the end of this week, I want to be feeling much more organised. That is the plan. I am motivated. I am determined. My husband's home this week, so it gives me much more time to get things done around the house because he's home to help out with Avery, which is brilliant. The boys are at school. By the end of this week, I just want to feel back on top of my game. So this vlog is probably going to be over a few days. I'm going to get some stuff done around the house. Of course, you will still get to see Avery. Not many of my vlogs don't have Avery in them, to be honest. She doesn't have her glasses yet. She hopefully will have them within the next week or two. She is actually doing a lot better in terms of her illness. We all are. We are all coming to the other side of our illness, which is great. So things are on the up. I hope they are anyway. Hello. Wow, start that again. Hello. It has been a couple of days since my rant in the car, and I'm actually feeling a bit more positive. This morning hubby and I spent the morning out. You will hear all about that in the next vlog, I believe. But anyway, we're home now. He is downstairs with Avery, and I am going to change our bedding. So it is by all means nothing fancy. I just bought a very simple bedding set from B&M. It was £12, as you can see, and I mean, I like our bedding, but it is starting to get a bit discoloured. Like, it's supposed to be white and it's kind of going a bit of a murky cream, especially my husband's pillow. I don't know what it is, but his pillow always turns the first. And I'm not one of these people that is constantly switching out my bedding for different bedding. I will strip, wash and put it back on, and I'll do that for quite some time. I know that's a little bit gross, but it is washed. I'll do it for quite some time until I can't stand the bedding anymore and we need new bedding. And I just feel like, what way to make myself feel better than a nice fresh bed with fresh bedding. I'm going to make sure I shower tonight so that I am all fresh and clean and my hair is washed, and I'm going to put on a clean set of pyjamas and get into my clean new bedding, and it's just one of the best feelings in the world. But first, I need to strip this bed and wash what I am not going to be changing. So the top blankets, like the throw blankets, and the sheet underneath, and also the kind of back pillowcases. I'm still going to keep those, so they all need a wash, and I'm going to put my fresh bedding on. Little lady is doing much better today, aren't you? You're feeling so much better. Look at your hair, Pudding. It's gone all ski-whiffed. So if you notice kind of outfit repeats and stuff in the next couple of videos, it is because I am trying to film 2 videos at once at the moment, aren't I? But yeah, she's much happier. She's doing a lot better. Actually, we didn't do her nebulizer for the last couple of days just because either we didn't have the time to in the morning or we forgot, I'm not gonna lie. But we definitely noticed the difference last night. She was a little bit more phlegmy and struggled a little bit more. So we've gone back to using the nebulizer this morning, and hopefully that stops. We have a phone call with the respiratory physios tomorrow. We had a brief meeting with one of them when she was admitted into hospital, and he kind of showed us some techniques on how to sort of pat her and help shift some of the secretions that are sitting on her lungs. So we have been doing that. So I don't think she's fully over the illness yet, but she's definitely doing a whole lot better. She is much happier. She's not vomiting anymore, which is amazing. But then we also have gone back to the complete pediatric feed. So if you've been following my channel for a while, you'll know that we did transition onto a blended diet. And that was a journey on its own, but we've had to take a step back from the blended diet for the foreseeable, just because the timings kind of linked up. She started to get aspiration pneumonia as we started to transition her onto a blended diet, and I don't like to think that it could have potentially been the consistency of the blends that were causing her to struggle that little bit more. So we've gone back to what we know doesn't make her as ill. I mean, it might not be that, that is just a theory, but if it's a theory and it's a possibility, then we're going to try it out just for her sake. And we are still considering the J-tube, but we just haven't gotten that far yet. At the moment, we're just enjoying her being happy, aren't we? Aren't we, gorgeous girl? Aren't we, gorgeous girl? She had an appointment with her physio yesterday, and she's not seen her physio or her OT in a good few months, and they kept commenting on how long she'd gotten. I mean, she has gotten quite long. So all of her 12 to 18 month clothes now kind of fit her in lengthways, but not in the width. You're just tall. You're going to be tall and slender, aren't you? Hey, Pudding Pop? You're going to be gorgeous. You're going to be like a supermodel, aren't you? Yeah. What are you doing? Happy girly. Hello, it is another new day and I am in the kitchen because today's today's to-do is to try and sort the kitchen cabinets out, and I'll show you why. So quite rightly, over the last year and a half, Avery has slowly but surely started to take over a lot of the cupboards in the kitchen. So this is where all of her bottles and food containers are kept. This cupboard is all Avery's. Like every single bit in there is Avery's kind of medical stuff and medicines and so on and so forth. This cupboard, Avery. And then as for the rest of it, I'm not gonna lie, it's just getting a little bit ridiculous. This is one of those kitchens where you try and get one thing out and then the entire cupboard falls out on you, and I'm sick of living this way. I need it to be a bit more organised. I have a lot of things on the countertop that perhaps don't need to be out anymore. I need to put away a lot of the stuff that have to do with Avery's blends because I've left them out since we transitioned back onto the YouTube feed, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm still struggling with it. I'm still a bit sad, so I feel like if I just put them away and they're out of sight, then it just won't be reminding me of what feels like a failure every time I see them. So the bottle warmer, no longer need that at the moment because Avery has her feed straight out of the fridge. She's always tolerated that really well. The very expensive, I'm not sure if that's focusing, the very expensive Vitamix blender, that needs to go away. Now I'm not getting rid of the Vitamix. It is still a brilliant blender and I still 100% recommend it over any blender I've ever used. So I'm keeping it because it's definitely worth having in the kitchen, but we're not going to be using it every day like we were with the blends. So I'm just going to get it off the countertop, out of the way, and just make the countertop a little bit less cluttered. All of Avery's food pots that are in this cupboard as well no longer need to be in here because we don't have food in them. And then this all needs to be defrosted and essentially binned because we're not going to use it, and if ever we did go back to blends, which I'm not gonna lie isn't looking likely at the moment, those would be no good anymore. They would have gone too long. So that is the plan for today. Hubby is actually gonna help me sort out the kitchen, which I'm very excited about. It's nice to have an extra pair of hands, and it means you guys get to see a little bit of him in my footage. Little lady is in the living room enjoying some new very special toys, which you will hear about in an upcoming vlog. I'm very, very excited about it, and I'm really excited about how well she's getting on with them. But anyway, I think this is going to take a fair bit of time. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot that needs sorting out. Avery does have a speech and language therapy appointment first, so I'm just waiting for her to arrive, and then once that is all done, we're going to be tackling the kitchen. The speech therapy appointment is nothing exciting really. Basically, I feel as though Avery's swallow and coordination and aversion to food has actually gotten a lot worse over the last few months. It could potentially be to do with the aspiration pneumonia or increased reflux. But I've asked the speech therapy to come over and just basically assess Avery's swallow again and see where she thinks she's at, because it's always nice to have a professional opinion. We've not had her out to visit in quite a long time just because we've just been stagnant at a standstill with feeding therapy. You guys know, if you watch my videos, then we took a step back from oral feeding quite a while ago after the first bout of aspiration pneumonia because we just didn't want to rattle that boat. So yeah, that's the plan for today. It is a fair bit later now, as you can see by the lighting. The boys are home from school and I am just about at a point where I think I'm happy with the kitchen. There's still a couple more bits that I want to do, but I don't have any more energy. This has literally taken me all day. So I decided to put all the big appliances in what was the plate cupboard. The only thing that didn't fit in here was the toaster, so I had to find another spot for that. And then kind of oven trays and colanders are in there as well. Avery's medicine cupboard is looking a whole lot more organised. I had these plastic boxes in the garage, so I just bought them in and repurposed them, and I just feel like it looks so much better than the big cardboard boxes that were always breaking. This one I didn't really touch, I just kind of neatened up a little bit. This one's pretty much empty. This is kind of like our snack cupboard, and as you can see, we just don't have many snacks in at the moment. This is now predominantly Avery's cupboard as well, so the medicines that we use every day are there. The water that we use for her flushes, her syringes, which are down there, would normally live in that cupboard as well, but they've just been washed, so they're just drying out a little bit, and then there's just some random little bits up at the top. This cupboard hasn't really changed much, but now that Avery's bottles and stuff aren't in there, I've just managed to move everything around a bit so it's not all kind of sat on top of each other. This one hasn't changed, this one hasn't changed, this one hasn't changed. This one, that's where I ended up putting the toaster. It's the only place really I had any space left, and the iron as well. And then up there, that is our collection that we've had going for Christmas. So I'm kind of glad we have a couple of empty cupboards, because that stuff was living on top of the cupboards and you could kind of see it and it didn't look very good. And the countertops are looking a whole lot cleaner and clearer, which I much prefer, minus the things that just are always out, like Avery's nebulizer and stuff, but there's not really a lot we can do about that. So I'd say it's a job well done. I kind of wish it didn't take me this long. Tomorrow I am tackling the boys' bedroom, which is a job I've been putting off for months and a job I've been dreading for months, but it really needs doing, so hopefully it doesn't take me as long as today did. But I will see you tomorrow. Morning guys, it is the next day, and as promised we are in the boys' room. Today my job is to sort out the boys' room. It is something I like to do at least once a year, just go through all their toys, see what is broken, because a lot gets broken through the year, see what's no good, see what they've kind of grown out of, and just give everything a bit of a declutter and reorganize. Now the boys are relatively good, credit where credit is due, at keeping their room tidy. I know it doesn't look massively tidy at the moment, but the floor is pretty much clear, and I have always been a bit of a drill sergeant when it comes to that. The boys don't really have many chores around their house, but one of them is that when they play and get toys out, that they put them away and they try and keep their room tidy, and they do a pretty decent job for a 7 and 9-year-old, to be fair. So in terms of tidying, there isn't really a whole lot to do in here. I do need to make their beds, because they did not do that this morning. They normally do, because I actually made their bed in, and it's kind of the quilt is sewn into the sheet, and then I've put zips at either side, so essentially they're kind of like sleeping bag type things, and to make their bed all they really need to do is zip them back up. So I thought that would make them a whole lot easier for them, and also with this being a triple bunk bed, I knew that I would have to find a way that was going to be easy to make the beds, because there is no way I could be getting up there every time Marley comes to sleep over. So it has worked pretty well. They're not in the best condition anymore. The zips have started to break, but they're still good for now. The main thing in this room really that I need to sort is their toy storage. Now, obviously, they are a bit broken. A couple of the boxes are broken, and normally I would replace them, and I've replaced them so many times and I've just had enough of it because they keep breaking. So what I'm going to do this time is just get rid of the broken boxes and maybe just use the holes as open storage for bigger toys or something. But in each of these boxes, there are just lots of different toys. I know there is a ton of Lego dotted around between each of these boxes, and at the start of the year they started out very organised, because like I said, I like to do these once a year, and then just over time the boys put things away. They don't really stick to the boxes. They do to start with. They keep things organised the way I've left it, but then it kind of just goes downhill through the year. But what can I expect? They are 7 and 9. So I just need to go through those boxes, give their room a general clean and tidy, and I feel like once that's done, that will be it. I will feel ready to start decorating for Christmas, so I'm really excited to get this done. This is where I am at so far. My theory was to empty all of the boxes and kind of sort through a keep and a bin pile, but as you can see, I'm running out of space and I'm not even halfway through the boxes yet. I have been putting all of the Lego in one box, and in every single box there seems to be a little collection of Lego at the bottom, so that's taken me a fair bit of time. So I think I'm gonna have to start organising some of this now to get it out of the way.
Who's that? Who's that? Who's that?
Hi, baby. Are you in your brother's room?
Well, by the time you done one, didn't you?
I did one this morning.
Well, I've done 4 this morning.
You know when you took 4?
Yeah,
That's a bit excessive.
Not at all.
You can make your lie a little bit more realistic.
No.
And we are done. Their room is much neater, much tidier and more organised. That was a lot of work. They had so much junk in their little toy boxes. I mean, I found so much tissue. I found tons of pieces of scrap paper that were scribbled on. I found popcorn kernels. I just found so much crap in them, and like I said, at the bottom of each one was a little layer of Lego which I then needed to sort through, but they are all organised. I've chucked the broken boxes, so now we just have Batman there on his Batmobile and the Hulk and can't remember his name. The boys know who he is. But yeah, they are just a lot more organised. A lot of them are only kind of quarter full. Lego I needed to split between 2 because it gets quite heavy the more you put in there. But I'm fully prepared that more of these boxes are going to break, but as they do, I think I'm just going to do what I did here and pop some bigger toys in. I've also given their room a really good clean. I got rid of, well, I didn't get rid of their kind of younger books. I popped them in Avery's room because they'll be good to read to her, and these ones are kind of just more age appropriate. And as you can see, I have pulled the Christmas themed ones to the front, ready for when we start decorating for Christmas, and everything just generally looks much more clean and tidy, and the TV doesn't have fingerprints on it. I don't understand why this TV gets so many fingerprints on it. Like, it's on the wall, we put it there so that the boys wouldn't need to touch it, and it still gets fingerprints all over it. But I am done. I think that is probably my organising done for the week. I am happy where the house is at now. All those big jobs that I really wanted to get done before Christmas are done now, so I definitely feel like that load is off my shoulders. I wish I could say I feel 100% better, but appointments are still rolling in, and next week I know is absolutely manic. So hopefully I will feel better in the next couple of weeks when things start to slow down a bit. I'm just a little bit overwhelmed, but I'll get there. I know I will. I am going to close this video off here. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for listening to me ramble and vent. I really appreciate having someone to talk to. And with that said, I will see you guys in a few days with another video. Bye.